Hey there, audience. So, I'm gonna level with you. I have no idea how I should start this video. I am just astounded by some of the weird people you can meet on the internet, and every once in a while, a person just has to go out of their way to say, I have no idea how to address this. As we all know, the Sonic fandom has some truly legendary characters in its game select screen, like True Love Heart 94, Chris Chan, and Sonic 93. They're the type of fan that makes you question if they actually exist in any fashion, or are really some elaborate troll by Anonymous to comment on the toxicity of fandoms in general. They act like cartoon characters. People are always talking about them and how badly they represent the fan base. Most people would find it difficult to understand how these people act on a day-to-day basis, and that's all fine. But have you ever wondered, hey, why do these people act so normally? To the average listener, I might sound like I just asked a stupid question, but I asked myself that same thing when I stumbled onto the YouTube channel of Tamers12345. Before I get into talking about this guy, I want to say no hate. This guy is just the most astounding specimen I've ever come across, and I only want to try and piece together the puzzle that is this god among men. I'm kind of shocked no one has ever mentioned him before, because he's so hard to miss, but then again, I'm not in the Sonic fandom, so I've got no idea what they're thinking over in that minefield. I do have a few friends engrossed with the fandom, however, so I decided to ask them and see if they could clarify. I asked them simply, is this guy for real, or is the entire channel one big joke? From Ellis Mark, I got the response that he's probably being serious, and from Dumbsville, well, you know, why don't I just ask him? Yo, Dums! What do you think about this fucking guy?
I'm glad you asked. This guy's videos are truly the pinnacle of postmodern art.
Gee, thanks for that one, bud. Now, get the fuck out of here. Shoot. If you want my opinion, it's too difficult to tell. This video is going to be about compiling the facts and scenarios together so you can come to your own conclusions about whether or not this guy exists in our universe. Tamers, my guy, if you see this, and I'm guessing you will, I'd so be down for an interview on livestream. You can hate on me and rant about shit, or maybe we'll have a real conversation. Either way, hit me up at js.braxton1994@gmail.com. I seriously want to make this happen. There's so much I want to ask. So, how did I come across this guy in the first place? Well, if you watch my channel regularly, you'd know I made a less than favorable review of Sonic Underground, a property I thought no one really cared much about from its sheer power. Tamers12345 proved me very wrong that there weren't any fans of the show by leaving a really long comment about how terrible my video was. At first glance, I thought it was just another fan going off on my comments section for a video they personally didn't like, but I'm a curious boy with these kinds of comments sometimes, so I checked out his channel and found he had 10,000 subscribers. I'll get to that in a moment, but first I want to talk about this comment. His first criticism of my video is that the reason the Origin episodes are 26, 28, and 30 is because it's the TV order? I think he means production order, but yeah, on streaming services and YouTube, that's how the episodes are arranged. So I might not be watching them in the quote-unquote canon order, and I know it isn't the canon order, obviously, but that's how most people will see it if they haven't watched the show before. He also said the reason they split up is explained in the show multiple times, and I mentioned that, I just said it was still dumb, and that they didn't really need to split up at all from the explanation given. I didn't watch every single episode, but I watched a good majority, so I very well could be missing something. It's mostly episodic though, so I don't feel an obligation to watch all the episodes. He mentions the uncle is actually the Queen's brother. I did mess that up, however small an error it is, and then he goes on a tirade about how great the chemistry of the main cast and side characters are, whatever. I thought they were mostly bland, but okay. I feel like I should have someone quote read this next part because it's quite passionate, you see. Take it away, Dumbsville.
Also, I noticed multiple times you said the word maybe, so it's obvious to me that you never watched all 40 episodes. How can you just trash something without even knowing the full story? Do you poop and not wipe your ass? No? Then finish watching the show.
First, I'd like to point out in my original script the word maybe isn't even in it, and I checked the video to be sure, so I don't know where he got this from. The closest I've got is using the word might like 3 times, and it isn't even me questioning something I didn't know about the show, so I don't know. Plus, I already mentioned mostly episodic shows with slight plot advancements every 6 episodes don't need to be fully watched in their entirety. I can tell you what early SpongeBob is on a quality level without watching every episode in the first few seasons. Continuing the comment,
even if you don't like it by the end, just keep your mouth shut. don't watch it. It's that simple. It's a deep and emotional story that obviously isn't for your people's type of mindset. I could go on and on about why you're wrong, and I'll be willing to educate you if you would like to ask me anything about the show anytime. There's no need for hostility to be brought into my Sonic Underground fandom, but it's obviously that's what you're going for views. So I would appreciate it if you took the video down, please.
Yeah, I'm not taking the video down, sorry. I think almost everything I said was valid in the end. Also, how can I watch something to the end and keep my mouth shut about it by not watching the show? That's a little contradictory, don't you think? Also, while I may not have said maybe multiple times in my video, I did actually say that I didn't watch the entirety of the series, so did you not watch the full video? If you didn't, that's kind of hypocritical considering you want me to watch the entire show. My sarcastic praise and genuine anger at Sonic Underground was partially to make people laugh, but that video shows what I do really think about the show. I don't find it deep, but I'm not a true Sonic historian like you, so what can I say about the show in comparison? It's not like I watched most of it and did research into the production and all that. Nope, just a hater. That's my YouTube name now. So yeah, I didn't expect to hear much from this guy after his comment, but he's one of those guys that feels a compulsive need to respond to every comment against him. So I kept getting notifications about it. I got so many notifications about him, I bit the bullet and looked at his channel for the first time, and I burst out laughing almost instantly. Until recently, he had a banner of badly cropped Sonic characters on a star background with basic text saying his name. The first time I looked at his video section, I burst out laughing even harder from what I saw. There were hundreds of videos with weird animation-ish videos of Sonic slapping random characters' asses and doing who knows what. Other than that, he has various AMVs for minor side characters in Sonic Underground, and a few live-action videos that I had trouble understanding in all. His channel is solely focused on Sonic Underground and making videos for it. While I was looking around his channel, I found his most recent video at the time was talking about my video and other quote-unquote Sonic hate videos. Let's take a peek, why don't we? Just kidding, there's no need to. He mostly harps on the same point about the episode order, as if that was my main point, and I'm lying to intentionally make Sonic Underground look worse. I find this video funny because he swears on almost every other word in front of a Sonic Underground shrine. I don't think he understands that swears are like exclamation points. If you put them in a paragraph sparingly, there's a kind of impact to it that accentuates your point, but if you put an exclamation after every sentence or put 20 exclamation marks in a row, it's lost a lot of the impact it had before and makes you look very childish. Other videos in his live action series include videos where he tries to break into your house dressed in whatever that is. I have no idea what this cardboard cutout suit is exactly, but he has worn it in video to cover his face and such. I believe it's the character Bartleby because Tamers is shown to have quite a fascination with the character. As his videos have gone on, I've noticed the cardboard boxes the costume is made out of have slowly begun to deteriorate over time and make him look all the more like an indie game's main antagonist. Another thing I noticed is that he has his mom record some of his videos, including one where he asks Maurice LaMarche, yes, the voice actor, where his drawing of Sleet from Sonic Underground is that he sent him to be signed. Tamers also mentioned in this portrait mode video that he thought Sleet was quote-unquote sexy as fuck. These videos go as far back as 9 years, and he's never really taken a break from uploading or anything. Other than those videos, he has his AMVs, which are pretty self-explanatory shippings, and he has his drawn content. His drawn videos are by far the most numerous on his channel, and they can go for insane lengths sometimes. The videos range from as short as 10 seconds to 1.5 hours. It's insane just how many of these he's done, to the point there's no way this could be a troll. If he made a few 4-minute videos every year or something like that for the lulz, I could see it as trolling, but making these videos year-round at such incredible lengths using nothing but MS Paint to draw sounds like torture to most people. I know he doesn't get monetized for most of this stuff, so he must seriously be doing these videos because he loves Sonic Underground just that much. I've never seen a fan of a series with this type of weird devotion to it. What is this content, you might be waiting in anticipation for me to explain? Well, I can easily say it's nothing like I have ever seen before, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I guess the first thing I should talk about is the art. It is indeed art. That looks like it was drawn in MS Paint. The drawings all have mostly basic shapes and such that make up the line work and silhouette. Tamers has also found a way to take the style of Akira Oda, the author of One Piece's exaggerated proportions and sizes for appendages to the next level. Bigger is always better, as I say, and Tamers always knows the perfect proportions to enlarge. Mostly the ass, and yeah, that's about it. Most, if not all, the characters have abnormally large asses that are slapped, fart, and other such things of questionable intent. The character designs are all the perfect body shape, a circle, other than the girls who have 2 straight lines and large circles at the top. He has been shown to sometimes draw more realistic proportions, but it isn't too likely, so don't worry about consistency. The animation may be too fast for the average human. If you thought it was difficult to keep up with One Punch Man's complex movements, well, check out this. It moves at an astonishing 2 frames per second. I'm surprised he's able to keep this kind of content up on his own, considering his many over 10-minute videos. I don't think I'd have the willpower to continue with this type of content for so long. There isn't any shading, I'm supposing to make it easier, not that he doesn't know what it is, but you know, shading's always been overrated. Who needs it when you can have even more asses on screen? That reminds me, characters! To an untrained eye, the characters might appear to be the same, but they have changed drastically from their original counterparts, and they didn't have much personality before, so I'm quite ecstatic about that. There's obviously the free hedgehogs, and yeah, they do stuff. They're fun, I guess. There's the triplets' grandfather, and he speaks in text-to-speech Spanish. All the other characters speak in text-to-speech, but he specifically speaks in Spanish, I'm guessing using Google Translate. Their mother is much more prominent in these videos than she ever was in the cartoon, and she's a rude, insensitive mother who hits her teenage children. This can be interpreted as nothing other than a socio-political cartoon on the average lower-class suburban household, and the pressures of raising 3 children with 4 months of overdue mortgage payments to take care of, while the patriarch of the house is speaking in tongues. I expected this level of immersive atmosphere and themes in Tamer's stories from the beginning, after I was introduced to his version of Bartleby. I barely mentioned Bartleby in my last video because he was just the most insignificant thing I'd ever known, but in these wonderful videos, he himself has become a statement. That being a criticism of the shunning of masculine gay men trying to be intimate with their lovers in public, the lover in this case being Sonic. Some of the most prevalent moments of Bartleby can be seen in videos such as Bartleby x Sonic, Bardonic. Sonic catches his boyfriend Bartleby making mashed potatoes at 3 a.m. And Bartleby pees on people during Easter while singing. Other characters to add to the rich lore include Lazy Town Guy, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Hatsune Miku, and Eggman if he was more shaped like a bowling ball. The stories told with these characters are extraordinary as well, including, not gonna lie, most of these videos are loosely strung together events that make little sense outside of the world of Tamer's head. I never said that was a bad thing, however. He's taken an approach reminiscent of other batshit insane shows like Xavier Renegade Angel. In truth, the disconnected events are like that intentionally for the purpose of art. What kind of art, you might ask? I'm not completely sure myself, but something deep, I assume. If you want to check out some of these masterpieces, his channel will be down in the description. I did find myself very entertained while watching some of these videos, so maybe you can get a kick out of them as well. Thanks for watching, and Tamers12345 is Sonic Jesus.